Hello everyone, I am going to turn down my music. I am so happy to have you here. We do have a plan for today. However, so many things started coming through me as I got ready to do this live. So not guaranteeing that we're gonna stick to the 4 points that I had announced earlier, but I do want to start somewhere. And if you all want to take a moment to take a deep breath in, this is a very sacred and auspicious day. And I find it so interesting that so many of the things that I was going to address today in today's live, it's almost as if I held the frequency so strong that I saw it shift across the planet and out of the mouths and voices of many people today. And so it almost seems like, do I even need to say it, right? So going back to the beginning, if you're new here, my name is Lopa. I am a divine oracle, multidimensional healer, and most of all, I believe that all human beings, especially women and children, that we are here to shine so bright. Your heart is meant to shine so bright. And if you're just here to receive this message, I want you to know that your life matters. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. Your gifts, your spiritual presence here on this planet makes a difference. And it is time for each of us to step into our highest level of radiance, confidence, of vitality. This means all levels of physical health, visibility, and magnetism, meaning you are positioned to make the most out of your life in the way that you desire. And last but not least, the results of my work include becoming very intuitively clear. What does this mean? It means that you trust yourself more. And the next level of self-trust is what so many people are in my messages asking me. How can I activate my own divine oracle abilities? How can I bring through universal, cosmic, superconscious wisdom through my own voice, through my own body, through my own work, in my own family life, in my own home? How can I bring this through? So I had asked people this week, if I were to do a free event and a free activation, if you could have anything, what is it that you most want to learn from me? And I got a lot of responses that focused on self-trust, intuition, activate, awaken my divine oracle abilities, as well as one that I loved that has come out a lot in the past years is, Lopa, your ability to withstand anything, your ability to withstand projections and the feelings of other people, your ability to not take on other people's emotions as your own. And I'm sure that you can hear from the sound of my voice, you can feel my presence, you can feel my energy, you can feel my confidence. But I promise you, this is not something that's only unique to me. I built this level of energy, and I built it by working through all 5 layers of my being. And it doesn't have to take long. What does it take? It takes precision. So what I'm going to be doing is on Monday, October 23rd, from 7 to 9 p.m. EST, I am hosting a free event. It's going to include an activation of sacred self-trust. It's going to include conscious mind, teaching, and wisdom. It's going to include an array of my offers that are available right now for you to step into this work at a deeper level. And it's going to include my precise and psychic guidance on whatever you bring me. So if you're attending this event live, I am going to be opening up the floor. If there's anything that you want to share and receive my psychic insight on, I will channel that for you and I will deliver that message for you. So this is going to be a completely free event. If you want to come to it, what you need to do is go to the link in my profile and sign up for my email sanctuary. That is the only place that I'm going to be sending out the Zoom link, and you will have to register in order to attend. This is because I hold a very high standard and energetic purity in my space. I need to know who's coming in. And the way that you state your intention, the way that you make your presence known is by stating, this is my name, I'm coming in. I'm choosing to be part of this frequency. And by you choosing that, by you setting the intention that I'm going to come to this event and I am going to activate the next level of my self-trust, you in fact are activating that for yourself. You're opening the door yourself. And for me, that is the most powerful creation portal that there could possibly be, because it is a completely even energy exchange. I am offering this place, this event, this activation, this completely pristine frequency ground, and you're choosing to step in. So that is what we're going to be doing on Monday. So go ahead and sign up on my email sanctuary, and you will receive an invitation on there to click on the Zoom link and register for it. So make sure you register ahead of time from Monday. I have planned that I'm going to offer the replay, I believe until October 28th. And I will figure out a way to host that online, and you will have access to it for a few days if you want to revisit it, or if for some reason you can't make it live but you still want to receive the activation and you want to be present for that energy on the replay. I'm going to make it available. This is something I have never done before, but I feel really called to do it this time because I want the most amount of people to be able to experience this energy and this frequency and the work that I have to share with you. So that's number one. Number two, we have a powerful group session coming up on November 11th. It's called Divine Wealth, and we are unleashing the next level of your financial destiny, clearing out whatever is in the way, going all the way back to ancestral roots. And number three, we are unlocking the gateway to your exponential expansion. This is work that we are going to be doing in the conscious and subconscious realms. So the reason we do this work through that format is so that you can have a permanent instinct level change. A lot of the things that many people offer are very superficial. Affirmations do not go inside your body unless there's already a channel in the subconscious to receive that. And if there was already a channel in the subconscious to receive that, you wouldn't be doing affirmations, right? So the work that I do is very potent, it's multi-layered, and when you attend a session even once, you are changed forever. After that point, it's your job to water and nurture that seed and emanate that energy out and consciously choose to operate from that place and that frequency point and that center point, and that is a choice that you make. But every single person who comes to that session, whether you come live on the Zoom or you receive it as a distance activation, the impact is the same. However, if you do come live, this gives your conscious mind an additional opportunity to really digest and metabolize the up level that is available for you. And number three, what it does is if you have a physical health concern, I'm also a certified medical support clinical hypnotherapist. So the processes and the support that I bring to you through the frequency format of my voice are of the highest caliber. And so I have a lot of people who choose to come to these group sessions simply because there's a physical aspect of their life that they want to remove the first and second layers of. And so by setting that intention, again, it's always about the intention, that this is I want to release the first and second layers of XYZ, that allows you to release that layer of trauma from your body during that session. Because any type of trauma or addiction, it's happening in the chemical brain waves. And the only way that you can get rid of an addiction or something that's going on chemically, including, by the way, any type of trauma bond, if you had the unfortunate experience of interacting with a narcissist or more than one, or you have PTSD for any reason, or CPTSD, I do recommend that you start with a private session, but you can still come to a group session and start removing that, because the only way for your brain to create a new pattern is you have to remove the old locks and keys, right? So we have the old locks that are, and then the keys going in are the trauma bond, right? And it's like every time, again, you're impacted, right? Okay, so we have to clear out the old pattern. But what most people are not doing, because they don't know how to do this, even subconscious healers or hypnotherapists, is you have to plant in the other seed. What are you planting in the place of constant stress, anxiety, and wounding? You have to plant peace, pleasure, and spaciousness. If you plant that in place and then you continue watering those seeds, voila, you have a new pattern. If it only took one moment to build a quote-unquote negative pattern, or a pattern that's not serving you, why should it take more than one moment to rebuild a different pattern? Okay, so you've had this experience for 10 years. Still, when you clear out the old carpet of your subconscious mind, your brainwaves, your body, on a very deep and root level, the new carpet is going to be the new carpet. Okay, so you only have it in 1 or 2 rooms. That's still going to help you. As long as you keep expanding that new carpet into all of the other rooms and do not revert back to where you don't want to go, it's going to keep expanding. And so this is the power of coming to a group session, so that you can have this experience of creating a new subconscious pattern. And this is important because we can say a lot of things. We can say a lot of things with our mouth, that I want to be this kind of a person. I want to be strong. I want to be confident. I want to believe in myself. But if your subconscious mind, if your body isn't on board, you're just saying the words. Your life isn't changing. Your body isn't changing. You're not being a different person. You're not making different decisions. You're not trusting yourself more. So these are the things that are going to be happening in the Divine Wealth session on November 11th. So I just wanted to mention these, I think I said 2 or 3 things. And on Sunday, until Sunday, I have a custom bonus coming out to anyone who's joining Divine Wealth. So if you're thinking about that, come in before then. All right, so getting to our topic today. Here's what I wanted to say. Number 1, it's really important to keep your energetic body resourced and clear of feelings, thoughts, and emotions and traumatic energy that is not yours 100% of the time. And the reason I felt called to say this is because it's obvious there's a lot of things going on in the world, but there's always a lot of things going on in the world. There might be things going on in your personal life, or in your family life, or in your culture, or in your community, or in your country, right? There's always lots of things going on, but when they get brought up to the surface and you don't have agency, you don't have sovereignty over your own body, and you're feeling those emotions as if they're yours, but they're not yours, my friends, that is not the definition of empathy. That is the definition of enmeshment. That's you doing emotional labor. And so to all of these people and my clients and my community, that you want to build a stronger self-trust muscle, you want to build stronger intuitive clarity, you want to make really sharp decisions, You want to activate your divine cosmic wisdom coming through and be really clear. Have your psychic and clairvoyant abilities really clear. You cannot do that if your body, your field, your mind, your heart is cluttered with things, feelings, and emotions that aren't even yours. They aren't even yours. Can you imagine if you lived in a house and 97% of the things were not even yours? Of course you're going to get confused walking around. Whose clothes are these? Why are they in the way? What's over here? What's over here? It's when you clear that out and you refuse to take on what's not yours that you can even breathe and think straight. So that is number one. And if we're not in agreement about that, you can probably hop off this live because we're not going to resonate on the next steps. It is not an act of love to take on other people's feelings, their fears, their traumas, their worries, their stress in your own body. No. There's a lot of names that we could give to it. We could also call it codependency. We could call it emotional labor. What's happening is your aura, which by the way is 5 to 20 feet huge, you're taking on the energy and feeling of others. It's infiltrating your energy and it's not supposed to be there. So when you ask me, Lopa, I really want to trust myself more. I want to trust my gut more. Well, of course it's hard for you to trust yourself. First of all, you might have somebody living in your head who has been psychologically gaslighting you, causing complex PTSD, chronic recurring stress patterns. Okay, so that's one problem. Number two, now you're taking on all of this stress and anxiety and feelings and fear that doesn't even belong to you. Okay, how are you even supposed to hear the sound of your own voice, your own heart? How are you supposed to know what is your gut feeling? Okay, and then people are like, well, just practice. How are you supposed to know this is my gut feeling and this is something else? By the way, this is why in my private work, when you have my support in text and voicemail, and plus we're doing sessions, powerful, deep, multidimensional healing hypnosis sessions, I will teach you when you're seeing things and you're hearing things and you're bringing in insight, I can see that you're actually tapping into a spirit and someone else. You need to clean up your house. There's spirits there. This is not you. I can tell you that so that you can become stronger in your muscle and you can start to trust yourself even more. My job is to help you trust yourself. My job is not to get you to trust me. Does that make sense? So my point in sharing all of this is for anyone who's listening at any point in time, if you want to increase your self-trust and your intuition, your gut instincts, your psychic perception, divine oracle abilities is like the next level, so we can't even talk about that yet. But if you want to increase your strength of intuition, we got it. So that's step one. What did I call it? I call this shut the door. You have to stop letting new things in, okay? All right, so we got a muddy environment. Great. Close the door. Close the door. Stop letting things in. What does this look like? Unfollow accounts. Mute accounts. Stop watching things. Certain TV shows, certain podcasts, certain newsreels, people's blah, blah, blah. I want you to be aware of who you're speaking to on the phone, whose phone calls you're receiving, whose emails you're receiving. You got to shut the door. Shut the door on all of that. Stop taking on trauma, fears, and anxiety, stress that's not yours, okay? That is number one. Number two, this is where I invite you to my free event on Monday, which I know I already did because your girl has just so much energy right now. There was a lot that wanted to come through. So I call this second step, determine your position. by choosing to show up to an event like this, by choosing to give your time and energy in a place and choosing to be present for something, what you're doing is you're making a decision to determine your position, right? Because if you decide, I want to trust myself more, do you know what that also means? Is that you're not going to blindly trust other people. You're going to work with the right people and invite the right friendships into your life and the right mentorship into your life so that you can trust yourself more. Because what's the antithesis of trusting yourself? The antithesis of that is always trusting other people, always following other people. And honestly, I don't see that as a virtue. If you're always following what other people tell you to do and you're not able to make your own decisions, I don't see that as a virtue. I really don't. Because you're not getting to know who you are. And I know that in certain cultures and communities, this is a very hard concept, because not only have you not made the decision of whether or not you want to trust yourself, you're likely surrounded by a lot of people who feel that you should trust them more, or not even trust them more, but they just want you to listen to them and do what they say just because that's more convenient and comfortable for them. They don't care whether you know your voice or not, or whether you trust your body or not, right? And the problem with not determining your position, of not determining and deciding that I want to be a person who trusts myself, the problem with that is you kind of get swept up in other people's agendas then. It's like, okay, well, if I didn't decide that I want to trust myself more, then I'm just going to be following along and doing what everyone else is doing, right? Majority rules, group think. And again, no issue with that if that's what you're choosing. But are you choosing it? Are you choosing to be a person? Are you deciding to be a person who trusts yourself? Is that what you want to be? Do you want to be more of a person who trusts yourself, who values your own voice, your own opinions, your own approach to physical health, vitality, your choice of career, how you want to raise your children? Or are you okay with following what everyone else tells you to do? And if you're okay with that, again, this live stream, this work is not for you. This work is for Purandhri, who is the powerful psychic warrior queen, who is very much in touch with her third eye and intuition. She has the strength and the power to protect an entire nation. And she has the love and the capacity to build relationships and nurture an entire culture. That is who Purandhri is. And the work we do here at Awaken Purandhri is to awaken that version of us stronger and stronger in a way that's unique to our soul. So if that's the work that you are here to do, I invite you to this session, to this event, to this activation on Monday. It is completely free. Your job is to show up and be ready to receive and allow yourself to become the woman who trusts herself more. If that's the person you want to be when you walk away from those 2 hours, then you should come on Monday. So that is my invitation to you. Number 2 is determine your position. That means deciding, do I want to be somebody who trusts myself more? Understanding that the alternative of not being somebody who trusts herself more and more with every passing day or month or year, the alternative to that is that you stay in a passive state of mind where all that's really happening is other people are telling you what to do because maybe they trust themselves or they think they know what's best for you, and maybe they do. Maybe they do have a good idea. But if it's your constant habit that you trust others more than yourself, that is a completely out of balance, energetic on your part, and it's not going to serve you. It's not going to help you create the life that you dream of. It's not going to help you create the health that you dream of. It's not going to help you create the mental peace that you desire. It's not going to help you make the decisions that are most opening and expanding to your heart. It's not going to help you decide what you want to do in your life and what legacy you want to leave behind for this earth and for this planet. So if you're interested in activating the next level of your self-trust, come join us on Monday. And number 3, so the next first step in establishing your psychic power, precision, and protection protocols is going to be in divine wealth. There is a very specific way that I invite people to call in their sacred soul energy, create a protection filter, and really get back in connection with their own soul and their own heart. And this is something that I teach in every single group session. We always do it at the beginning and the end. And so coming to that live, it's a different experience when you, instead of me giving you the information, you experience it, you practice it, you understand from what I share why it's important to do it in that order. You imbibe it, you make it your own, and you start practicing it every single day. When you start practicing something new every single day, it starts to become part of your instincts. And your instincts are what run when you're not thinking about them. So for example, if your whole goal is, Lopa, I want to just, expand my confidence and my self-trust, like that's my goal for this whole next 6 months. Like if I could become a woman that was so much more confident in myself and trusted myself more, like a lot of different things would change in my life. And for that, I would be very grateful. Like if that's your goal, then you want to make something into your instinct. You don't want it to be something you have to think about every day, right? So when we plant that seed and you go in there and you cultivate this energy in your own heart during this session, which is an experience, it's not a masterclass, it's not a teaching, it's an experience, you begin to become the person who naturally shows up with that clarity, confidence, intuition, and the ability to lead and direct your own life. And this only gets stronger over time. And so our goal is to make it part of your instinct so that you don't have to keep talking about it. You don't have to keep talking about like, I don't make decisions. I have a hard time trusting myself. Like if you're tired of talking about something and the same pattern keeps repeating itself, I promise you, you need a session. Come see me for a private session. By the way, I have an option. Message me if you want this. If you have a very significant part of your life that you're like, this physical health issue is ravaging me, or XYZ or XYZ or XYZ, right? Come see me for a private session. I have a powerful offer right now, and you're saving $444, and I am keeping that offer for a single private session available between now and October 28th. So if you need some deep attention to something very specific in your life, a course is not going to teach you how to become that person. It's not going to free you from the energetic residue and the weight that you've been feeling. But one session can. One session can. And it's going to stay rooted into your instincts, so it's going to grow and get stronger. And that is the power of an embodiment integration experience that is not just information. So if that's something you desire, come see me for that. But yeah, the reason I say that this is step 3, and I call this clear out what doesn't belong and set up the infrastructure to keep it that way. It's like, okay, I shut the door, so more mud is not coming in. Okay, I decided I wanted to trust myself more, okay? Number 3, you gotta clean out all the mud and all the stuff and the lies and the illusion that you've been telling yourself, or whatever it is that's not working for you, right? You gotta get rid of that. We gotta get rid of that. And we have to make sure that we don't want to open up pathways and doorways for it to come inside again. Instead, we want to open up pathways and doorways to the possibilities, to the love, to the healing, to the finances, to the sanctuary, to the divinity, to the activation of your spiritual gifts, right? Like that's something you want to grow and expand and blossom and nourish. Oh my gosh, I just saw that it's 11:01. I love that. So that's that part, and you can get an experience of that in a group session. But I honestly recommend my private work. So if you even are willing to do, like, spend, let me think about it, I think it's 4 weeks. My smallest private session option is 4 weeks. If you're willing to do that, your life will change in 4 weeks in a way that you would have never imagined. Never in a million years. The person you will become after working privately with me will have completely different dreams and visions for her life. You're not even going to recognize who you were when you walked in the front door. So if me and my work are calling to you, do not hesitate, message me. I love to help you figure out which option is for you, because honestly, not all options are perfect for everyone, you know? It's not just like, oh, I have a link in my profile, just go click one. You can ask me, like, this is what I'm working on, this is what would, because I can tell when someone would benefit from the deeper subconscious work and showing up live to maybe a few group sessions, getting an audio bundle to do that deeper work at home. If you can do private work, that is always the best place to start. But there are some people who have completely pure energy channels already running on repeat. They're not dealing with any physical health issues or symptoms at all. And so what they want to do is they really want to like tap into their spiritual gifts and their divine frequency and their genius frequency. And so for you, I have my genius frequency training, which is 6 months or 12 months. It's a powerful investment, but it's a powerful expansion of your soul. So there's so many things that can be considered in the 4th step. It could be private work. It could be work that you do that is for your genius frequency, for your divine oracle activation. So there's layers to this, but what I encourage you to do is start somewhere and come to the session on Monday, because we're going to have a beautiful experience right then and there. It's not going to be hypnosis, because I don't do that without all of the proper organization that we do behind the scenes to make sure that you have the deepest impact. But it is going to be an activation. And so you will walk away from that feeling so much different than what you did when you arrived. And a lot of times, like, what we think we're going to get out of something is not exactly what we get out of it. Like, sometimes the gift is catharsis. Sometimes the gift is a perspective shift. Sometimes the gift is realizing that the problem you thought you had is not the actual problem you have, right? So come in with an open mind, come in with the idea that the lines between possible and impossible are now blurred, as one of my favorite clients likes to say. And yeah, I invite you to come in on any of the trajectories that really resonate with you. And let's see, what do I want to say in conclusion? It's just really been on my heart that I truly desire for all human beings, of course, to be feeling and knowing that they are the magic, that you are the radiance, that you are the jewel that God sent on earth to be you, that you are truly special. You truly, truly are. And all of these things that I notice that my clients or people say that they want or are asking to learn from me, what I realized today and yesterday is that all of these things require the prerequisite of removing other people's energy from your body. And without that, all of the other results that you could have remain at bay, and I don't want that for you. And so that is why I decided to set up this trajectory where you can have this event and this opportunity to interact with me live to see if we're soul aligned and a good fit, because I also believe that we're not meant to work with people that don't deeply resonate with us just because we like the results they offer, or we think that what they're saying is cool. Like, I only want you to work with me if you deeply feel calls that not only are these the results and the experience that I want to have, but I want to do this with you. Like, I resonate with you. So that is what I hope for my clients and for all people who are working with their clients in different capacities. So yeah, I just really want to point that out to you, that a lot of times I'm noticing right now, especially, that people are feeling heavy and tired and frustrated and fatigued, burned out actually. And the reason that's happening is because I see people are taking on things that are not their responsibility. Other people's feelings and emotions are not your responsibility. They're just not. They're just not. And you taking that on is not helping you or them. It's our job. So interestingly, it's pausing now due to poor connection. So I'm going to leave it at that. And there's so much more that I want to share with you. And one thing I will say before signing off for today is my work is called Divine Fire Alchemy for a reason, because I take you back to the source of your soul, which is the divine fire that you were forged from. And for me, that is the most simplest and most elegant way for you to transform completely and emanate out your purest and highest, most divine frequency, truly, without having to like go through this windmill and all of these like wandering paths of, oh, this little limiting belief or this thing here or this. No, I'm just really not interested in superficial work, and the work that I do stays with you for lifetimes. In Sanskrit, there's a word called sattva, and sattva is the strength of your soul, and it's only the strength of your soul that you retain through lifetime. So if you do a lot of spiritual expansion in this lifetime, but you didn't take it to your soul level, if it's not embedded into your soul, and if it's not in your subconscious instincts, and if it's not embedded in your soul, it has to be embedded in your soul, you're just gonna start over again next life, and that's fine. But like, that's not the level of work that I'm here to do. And so any level of my work, whether it's a PDF, it's an audio bundle, it's a single psychic dialogue session like Soul Jewel Extraction, which by the way, I only have one left. This work that we do, it's never a band-aid. And that's why I'm so confident about it. I'm so confident that even if you just came to one group session and you decided that you never want to do anything again for whatever reason, it's still going to impact you so powerfully and so positively forever. And I feel really confident in that, which is why I really stand behind this work. This work is something that pours through me, and I am just grateful to be the instrument for it, to be the vessel for it, to allow God to work through me. And honestly, like, the way that it changes who I am and what I stand for and the way that I get to live my life is a true blessing for me. And so I stand behind this work, and I know that it's never a band-aid solution. And that's why I like to support you in choosing the offer that's the best one for you, that fits with what is right for your current stage of life as well. I understand that not everyone wants to do the private work. And I also understand that some people think that the group sessions or the audio bundles is going to be the best fit for them for whatever reason, right? But then they realize, wow, this is really hard to keep my own feet to the fire and maintain this momentum. I think actually I would prefer to dive deeper with you and just set up this trajectory that is going to be with me for a lifetime. Because after you work with me once privately, everything just falls into place. After that, when you touch any little or big parts of my other work, it just like seamlessly sets in because the foundation has been built. So everything gets easier from there. So, you know, the choice is yours, and I always love to support you in making the choice that is right for you. But I would say, don't ignore the call of your soul. Don't let your life pass by you and think that it only gets to be this good, because that's not true. That's not true. And when I say this, the people that I'm really thinking of are people that are my immigrant sisters, people who were born and brought up over here or are originally from India. I have just seen too many women, daughters, mothers, people in my society, in my community, that when I visited them and there's no one else in the room and they tell me what's actually going on in their life or in their health, I am shocked. I am shocked because I can see very clearly that the reason it's happening, I'm very passionate about this, is because of all the suppression. You know, it's like there's not space for their voice to be heard. It's like their needs and their desires aren't important, and their time and attention given to their body and health and wealth and dreams and desires is not prioritized, you know? And so they just keep suppressing their emotions, and it's literally making them sick. It's literally making them sick. And that makes me really sad, because I'm a person who I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease, anemia, what they called a incurable disease, granulomatous idiopathic mastitis or something like that. I was scheduled for surgery. Like, it was really bad, you guys. And I addressed all of that by doing the inner soul level subconscious healing work. And I was surprised because I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know you could just wake up one day and decide to heal and have really beautiful support from someone who believes in you, someone who's going to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, somebody who's not going to abandon you and think that you can't do it, somebody who truly believes in you, in your body, in your capacity, in your divine life force power. And I learned that there are things that I could heal in myself. And that I have. And I haven't taken any medication since 2017. I have made a huge commitment to my body that if my body says no to something, I'm not doing it. And in turn, my body takes care of me. My body is such a beautiful, well-oiled machine. And I am so grateful for that. And this is a gift of healing, health, wealth, radiance, having the courage to follow your truth, having the courage to not take on all of these assumptions, negativities, judgments, comments, anything that people project or try to place upon you. Like, if I could just do one thing before I leave this planet, if 1 million of my sisters and daughters and mothers of my country, if they knew how powerful they were, they would stop settling and accepting anything less from any of the people around them, and also not just shutting the door and clearing out, but they would do step 4. And step 4 is the one that I am most passionate about, but we can't get there without the first 3. But step 4 is where you activate your soul jewel, your life, your spiritual gifts, and you emanate that light out. And you walk on this earth as if you are a daughter of God, because you are. So that is my message to you today. And I love each of you so much. And I am so grateful that you would spend this time with me today. So if you're catching this live later, I would love to hear from you in the comments, or just drop some emojis. Let me know that you are here, so that I can witness you and honor you in your beauty. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you here again soon. I think we should do this like once a week, or let's see. And again, don't forget we have that beautiful event on Monday, so go ahead and sign up in my email sanctuary. And if you are interested in the group session, if you sign up before the end of the day on Sunday, you get an extra bonus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a goddess card specifically for you and your abundance trajectory that is going to give you guidance for the next 3 months on what that energy looks like for you, so that you can use it as a guiding force. So I'm really excited to do that, and I'm gonna send you like a channeled voice note to go along with it. So it's like custom private work, but you're getting it as a free bonus if you step in before Sunday. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night, and I will see you all soon.